Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for being here, and ultimately thank you so much for gracing your presence here on my channel. I truly appreciate you stopping by and choosing me to be entertainment for today. Alright guys, let's get into it. Okay, if you got your coffee, grab it. I'm the type of person where I will drink coffee morning, day, night, cold, hot, freezing, rainy, whatever. I like my coffee. So I'm gonna take a sip. Very scrumptious, delicious. Okay, I am graduating within less than a month. Literally, I'm graduating on December 12th. That's when we're having a virtual ceremony. And how do I feel about that? I'm always going to be grateful no matter what, right? Because I'm just proud and humble enough to even be graduating during this time, because it took me 5 years to graduate. And there's really no set limit on like when you're supposed to graduate, especially college, because everybody has their own different path. Everybody goes through different things. And some people end up in situations that they rather not speak about, which kind of hinders their or prolongs their graduation time. So for me, I went through a lot, but who hasn't, right? Like, who hasn't gone through ups and downs, twists and turns, like during their college experience? I actually went to 3 different colleges before I found the right one. So I was playing around at first, right? I've always cared about my schoolwork, but I was like freshman year, I was just like, I'm supposed to have fun. But sometimes you can have a little bit too much fun to where it's unsafe and to where it's not natural and it doesn't benefit you in the long run. So for me, freshman year, like, yes, it's a fun time. It's definitely a time where you're not going to know who you are, or you may kind of get a glimpse of things that you may go through, but you're like 18, 19, so more than likely you don't, even if, okay, let's say you're going in as a freshman at like 40 years old. Well, of course you're going to know more about yourself than if you were 18 or 19, but sometimes you don't know what major you want to go into or what field you want to practice in until really your junior year. And I know that's kind of, taken back, but for me, I got my associates first because I knew I wanted to do something in communications, but I didn't know what. And then, of course, they took that degree away from me. Like, they didn't take the degree away from me, but they changed the program. So I ended up having an associate's in liberal arts instead of an associate's in communications. And if any of you or anybody, you know that you are more likely not to get a degree with liberal arts unless you're going in the artistic field. But for me, if I'm going into communications where it's like research, writing, podcasts, filming, then liberal arts is probably, I don't know, it didn't settle me. So that's why I went back for my bachelor's, because I just felt like my degree was kind of snagged from me. My program anyway. I got my degree, but it was kind of snagged from me. So I went back, got my I am receiving, there we go, my bachelor's in mass communications with a minor in art. So it's still teetering around the artistic field, but my main focus is writing and filming. So that's what brings me here to today. So the virtual ceremony is pretty cool, but it's not something I expected, especially when you're reached the finish line. You're like, okay, I need that big hurrah to go across the stage. But it doesn't happen that way all the time, especially when unprecedented times happen throughout life. And now that we're in this season of COVID and this pandemic, then it kind of hinders a lot of different things. Like I was even when I was planning my graduation party, I was like, oh my gosh, it's gonna be a huge party. We're gonna do a seafood boil in the backyard. Everybody, I'm gonna invite people from my childhood that I'm still connected to. Definitely my closest friends that I can count on one hand. But it's gonna be people that are just filled with positivity, people that have accomplished things in their life, because when I celebrate, I want people to celebrate their accomplishments with me. So it was just gonna be a really celebratory time. But then I got word that I can only have 10 people to come because we're in this pandemic. So I was like, okay, that put another hindrance on the things that I would like to do, but it's not going to stop me from enjoying my time. Hello, I love seafood. I love a good boil. So it's definitely going to be good regardless. And of course, I'm going to film here and there if you know, we'll see. Because it's mostly going to be my intermediate family, and I don't know how they feel. We're just going to sip. Not everybody likes to be recorded, right? So, yeah. So, okay. So we talked about the virtual, right? And so reflecting back on like my sophomore, I really don't remember my sophomore year. I remember just wanting to get out of there, like getting my associates and getting out of there. And if I was to get if I would have had my communications associate's degree, then I probably wouldn't have went back to school for my bachelor's. I don't know. I can't speak for something that didn't happen. I can only speak for what has already happened. But just the thought of like me in school, the thing about it, I am great at it. I'm actually graduating with honors, the highest honor core that you can possibly get, which is magna cum laude. So I'm very smart, very intelligent, and I know my business, right? But for me, when all your life has been surrounded by school, by classes, by academics, by rules, you kind of want to break free and start doing your own thing with different measures throughout life and be your authentic self. So that's one reason why I was like, if I was just to get my bachelor's, my master's, I can't talk. I never can talk on here, right? But we're getting through it. But if I was to get my associates in communications, I probably wouldn't have went back for my bachelor's as quickly. But hey, everything happened for a reason, and I'm actually glad that I went for my bachelor's, because now there's more opportunities out there for me. Right now, you just can't sit on an associate's degree, which is, you know, kind of sad to say, because it's like a degree is a degree. You went through college, you went through that experience, you went through a different type of training that is going to prepare you for this outcome or this career. So, but anyway, I know for certain that I do not want to jump into a corporate job right away. I want to do like some freelance writing jobs. So if you know any, let me know. But I've been writing professionally for 6 years. So I kind of know about like articles, featured writing, magazines, editorial. I'm still learning that part, but I definitely know the ins and outs of like telling a story, right? So I'm definitely into like the blog contents, the content writing, things of that area. So yeah, so I just wanted to reflect on here and just kind of give you guys like my whole graduation preparation for a really big chapter in my life, which is to me freedom. Because I'm not gonna be held down to a certain standard. I mean, life is life, so you're definitely gonna have different challenges. You're definitely gonna have the rules of life, I guess, but it's different when you jump out of school, I feel. And I'll definitely update you guys on how I feel after graduation. But right now, I'm just feeling like it's going to be a lot more freedom for me to express myself and not necessarily work a 9-to-5 and pursue someone else's dream that I'm probably going to hate for the rest of my life. So, yeah, well, That's pretty much all I have for you guys. I will definitely keep you updated. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you a few insights to how I prepare for graduation, what college life was for me. Like I said, it was pretty smooth sailing just because I was so focused. Like in the beginning, of course, that's just to be expected. You're not really that focused. But throughout the years, when you get to know who you are as a human being, when you get to know who you are just in your academic field, you start to progress in many different ways. And sometimes, like I said, college is not for everybody. It really isn't, because it's so systematic that you almost feel oppressed in it. And so I can understand if you didn't go to college or you don't plan to go to college. But if you are in college and you're living out your college experience and you're about to graduate or you just got in, keep going. Don't stop. Reach the top. Okay, now that was so lame. But don't stop. Keep going and let your mind flow in the directions of your deepest desires. Don't let anybody try to control that creative side to you, because that's really gonna help you believe in yourself and help you finish, on time or on your time, so that's all I have. I really appreciate you guys stopping by and joining me today, and we'll talk later. All right, I love you so much, and peace out.